didn't see you there. And welcome back to another edition of Midweek Moment with the Crenshaws. I am Sanchez Crenshaw, and as always, I am joined by the most beautiful woman I know, my best friend, my BFF, the best part of my life, the Sue Storm to my Reed Richards.
What is going on, family? What is going on? I am Angela Crenshaw. Guys, what is going on, family? How y'all doing?
That's my wife family.
What's going on, Sanchez?
That's my wife family.
What's going on?
Nothing much, babe. Living a dream. That's all. Living a dream.
What dream you living?
That one.
Okay.
Whichever one you want it to be, that's the one I'm living.
Cool. I appreciate it.
How are you?
I'm good. So,
What's up?
I'm going to let you do your housekeeping before we get into it, because I was going to get into it, and then I knew you was going to be like, can I please do the housekeeping, please? Let me do that. So do your housekeeping.
Appreciate it. I like to sweep up around the door before people come.
Go ahead. Make
So I
it clean.
appreciate that. So family, first of all, for our new listeners, we thank you for being a part of this journey. We thank you for joining us, however you're listening to us, whether it's on iTunes, whether it's on Podbean, whether it's on Spotify, whether it's on Google Play Music, whether it's on iHeartRadio, or if you're listening via our personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com. We thank you for joining us. We thank you for coming along for the ride. For our returning family members, as always, our heart goes out to you. We thank you guys.
Thank
the gratitude
What's going
that we
on,
have
family?
For sticking with us. I think
Thank
it's like
you.
our 38th or 39th episode.
I think so.
Which is crazy and amazing.
At the same time?
And we just thank you guys for just being a part of what we do. We consider ourselves an interactive podcast.
We are interactive.
We are.
Yes,
Simply
we
what
are.
that means is that you can find us on the socials. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. All in the Crenshaw Corner.
Yes.
And then you can also email us at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. And just thank you guys.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. Thank you for returning. Thank you for the first time.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
No, we truly do.
We do appreciate you.
So, Bae, it seemed like you got something you want to like get into, something meaty, because you just wanted to jump right into it. So what's up? What you got?
I don't know if it's meaty. I will say this. So we did the podcast for, was it Wednesday?
Yeah, it was Wednesday.
Yes.
The last midweek moment.
It was intimacy.
Intimacy.
So.
If you haven't listened, why not? Go back and catch up. It's there.
Yes.
It's available.
Now, quick question, because
Yes,
maybe
baby.
I was someplace else. Did you say midweek moment? This is midweek moment?
At the beginning, I did. I
did?
said, thank you for joining us for another episode of the midweek moment with the Crenshaws. Yeah.
Was I sitting here?
You were. I thought you were.
Great. I don't know. It just kind of like passed it. But anyway,
Okay.
so we were.
I'm still accepting resumes. Just putting that out there.
Y'all can put it out here if you want to. Just put it on out here. It's going to be three of us doing it. It's going to be three. Uno, dos, tres.
Look at you being bilingual.
Yes. What you think it means? How do you say it in French?
And
Uno, dos, tres.
once, doce, trece.
Trece? In French?
Or is that?
Uno, dos, tres is
I think it's
Spanish.
trece.
You sure?
I feel like.
Somebody will correct us.
I feel like it's trece.
Somebody will correct us.
Once, doce, trece, catorce. I don't know. I may be mixing French and Spanish.
Okay, let's not do that.
Who knows?
No, just forget the whole thing. So listen, we did intimacy on Wednesday.
On Wednesday, the last midweek moment.
After dark.
It was an after dark.
Wow.
Dark edition.
And so we had people reaching out to us and was like, hey, asking us questions. First, we had people asking us about the DVD. So we put it on our page.
ABC.
So.
Oh, you didn't say BBD.
No, I said DVD.
Oh, got you.
The.
Strength in Seduction.
Strength of Seduction.
Strength of Seduction.
Is that what it is?
It's a lot
Seduction
of
of Strength. Something like that. But anyway.
No, I feel like it's Strength of Seduction.
Strength of Seduction. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm going to double check it. Keep talking. But
Wait
I think
a minute.
it's
So anyway, so we put it out there.
That was your thing. How you don't remember?
I don't remember. So I put it out there for everybody so y'all can go. So we got a lot of people that were like, okay, very interested, thumbs up, Strength of Seduction.
Yeah, Strength of Seduction, World's Sexiest Couples Workout.
Part 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So DVD, people, go ahead and get it if you like it. Go ahead and get
man.
it. And
ABC,
the crazy thing is, this
BBD.
has been out for a very long time. So
East
this is
Coast
not just,
family.
hello?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
So it didn't just come out this year or last. It's been out for a minute.
Yeah, I'm seeing YouTube videos dating back to 2015.
Yes. Well, here's the time. I think because of COVID-19, people stay in the house, people gain weight. This would be a great way. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So everybody was just commenting on it.
We're not sponsored by them, people.
We're not sponsored by them, but the people were commenting on it. It was like, oh my God, that's such a good idea. And just like, even tried to get us to get a little bit more risque on the intimacy tip.
Little risque never hurt nobody.
No, people, we will
just
not.
saying.
That's as far as we're gonna go.
Little risque.
So we was like, let's stay in the same kind of area of that. So
We doing another After Dark.
No, we're not doing another After Dark,
I
but we
like
are
After
going to
Dark.
do romance. And again, like last week, I'm going to ask you questions and you're going to answer. I'm not getting involved. I just want to hear what your answers were. People seem very interested in what your answers are.
Why am I always the guinea pig?
No, you're not the guinea pig. You're the person who's going to answer the questions. You're the
Wow.
person.
Okay.
So
these are going to be romantical-based questions?
Romantical-based questions, okay? So
First of all, before we even do that, I got a question. What is romance?
you tell me I'm not answering any questions today.
At least set,
what is
set the
what is
table.
romance to you? I'm not
No,
doing,
man, set the table. Come on, dog.
I'm not setting the table.
Come on, man. It's only fair,
No,
man. Whenever
it's a buffet.
Whenever it's my
It's
whenever
a
I bring the topic to the
it's
table,
a
man.
buffet.
Come on.
No, buffet. What is so now that you said
That's
that? What is
wrong,
romance
man.
to you?
I
Go
don't
ahead
know.
and
That's why
Google
I'm
that.
asking you.
No, go Google that. Go ahead and Google.
That's why I'm
Tell
asking.
us what Webster says about romance.
This is why I am accepting resumes.
Nope, not gonna do this. Is
for
all
a
about
new
you answering.
Co-host. Because I'm saying
Go ahead.
it's your topic. You should.
What does it say romance means?
Okay, so Webster describes romance as simply a feeling of excitement and mystery associated with love. It also says a quality or feeling of mystery, excitement, and remoteness from everyday life, which I don't understand that second one. But hey.
Okay. So now what does that, now that you Webstered it, what
So
does
a
romance
feeling of
mean
excitement and mystery associated with love.
to you? Yeah, and that's what Webster said, but what
That's
does
what
it mean
Webster-
to you?
I don't know if, to be honest, I don't know if I've ever really grasped the concept of romance. To be honest, so that's why I asked. That's literally why I asked you the question. Let's go ahead and set the baseline for what romance is.
You did.
Not necessarily what Webster says about it, because even though that's the official definition, there are some words that mean, even though there's an official definition for it, there's some words that mean something different to people, like love. There's an official definition of the word love, but love means different things to different people.
But the foundation doesn't change.
Yeah, but so that's why I wanted to know what was
you're
yours.
saying that you're not romantic, or you don't know what romance? What you saying here?
First of all, I feel like I'm being interrogated.
No, you're not.
Because I feel like every time I pose a question to the arresting officer, they don't want to answer anything. They just want to oppose their authority upon
just
me
saying,
and not really give me an answer to my question. Officer, I want to know why I'm being detained.
Okay, so you're being entertained because you're about to ask these questions. So get ready to answer.
All right, go right ahead.
So are you ready?
I'm ready. I guess.
Okay, so
I
let's
don't know,
see.
but let's do it.
How do you define quality time, and what are some of the most quality time we spent together recently?
I define quality time as just being in each other's presence, which I know annoys you, because my definition of quality time is just being under me. It's just being in my presence, or me just being under you. We don't have to be doing anything. We don't have to be talking. We don't have to be. For me, it's just like us laying on the couch or us laying in the bed, watching one of your wonderful shows that you watch, like
you.
Heart of Dixie. That
Hater.
for some reason you're rewatching the whole seasons
He's
again.
such a hater.
And
I
me
can go
just-
back to the Good Witch because that was my favorite too.
and me just
Okay.
and me just laying up under you. For me, that's quality time. I know for you it's a little different, but for me, just being in your presence is quality time for me.
So that's what you consider quality time.
Yeah.
And so what it says, when's the most recent quality time we spent together? Because if you think that's quality time, that means every day, all day we spending quality time, and I don't think so.
That's why I said my definition may be a little
Okay,
different than
good.
yours.
I'm like,
but-
no.
See, once again, for me, like we spend quality time every day, because like once our day comes to an end and you're kind of decompressing from the day, you find one of your shows or whatever to watch, and I'm just laying there beside you, rubbing your leg or rubbing your foot. To me, that's quality time. So to me, we spend quality time every day.
Okay. I mean, I can't talk, so I can't.
No, you can. You just choose not to.
There's so much I can say to that.
Then say it.
No, Okay, what is it about me that made you fall in love with me? That's scary.
You bullied me into it.
I bullied you?
Yeah, you told me you gonna love me.
No, I don't
That's what
think.
you said though.
didn't.
You gonna love me.
I
You said
did
it just
not.
like that too. Actually, what you did was you grabbed me by my shirt and pulled me down to you, because we kind of a foot difference in height, and you pulled me down to your level. He's like, you look me dead in my eyes very assertively. It's like, you gonna love me.
You's a lie.
Actually,
You don't lie to the family.
No.
Do you even know what made you fall in love with me?
oh yeah, every day.
I know we've been together a long time, so
Yeah.
I'm just asking, like,
No, what made me fall in love with you is you. Your assertiveness, your aggressiveness, your confidence.
okay,
Because the one thing about you is that you've always been confident, and that hasn't changed. And like the first day I met you, just your confidence, you have this overwhelming ability to know who you are at all times. No matter what situation you're in, no matter what you're going through, no matter what's thrown your way, you have this groundedness about you that you're always rooted in who you are. And I just found that very sexy, and it just made me fall in love with you.
okay. Now, 20 years in, do you still find that sexy? Because I feel like sometimes my aggressiveness bothers you.
It does.
So I need to know, do you still have the same feeling? Because I hear you saying it, I'm like, yeah, but some parts about that you used to like in the beginning of our marriage is like I'm either too aggressive or I'm too something. So do you still feel the same way about
No,
those same things?
Yeah.
Now?
Now you got to understand, like always, and we've touched on this before. What draws you to a person when you're quote unquote dating, which you find cute in the beginning, along the lines of the relationship, does eventually become annoying. You know, it's one thing my cousin said to me the other day in a conversation we were having. He said he's lived long enough to be the villain, which is a line from The Dark Knight. And that's what happens in a relationship. In a relationship, if the relationship goes on long enough, you live long enough to become the villain. And what I mean by that is the things that were cute and that drew me to you in the beginning, after a while, yeah, it does become annoying. It doesn't change the fact that I love you, and it doesn't change the fact I still love those things about you. Yes, at times, your assertiveness, yes, your aggressiveness, your constant need to be right all the time, which I have the same thing.
Okay,
And
I wasn't going to say that. I was just looking at you.
no, I was gonna say, no, I talk about me. I talk about you. I talk about me.
Okay.
No, because that's what gets in the way sometimes. Because what also drew me to you is that in a lot of ways we are alike. I mean, of course, a lot of ways we're different. There has to be a balance. There has to be a yin and a yang.
Okay.
I will always talk about balance. Love Thanos. He's a little.
We talk about Thanos
I'm
so
just
much
saying.
on this show.
It is
On
because
this podcast, on
I'm
so
just
many
saying,
different ones.
man. I'm just saying,
You talk about him so much like he's one of our family members.
No, but I'm just saying of his method was a little off, but the idea behind it was pure. So that's all it is. But
Okay.
but it's balanced, and so no. But those things I still love about you. I still love your assertiveness. I still love you being rooted in who you are. I still love that aggressiveness that you showed the very first day I met you. I still love those things. Yes, sometimes it does get on my nerves, but it's only because two people that's always right. They're not always going to get along.
Okay. I'm not saying, I'm just listening. This is not my season to talk. It's my season to listen.
I'm trying to figure out how we got there because it's a two-way conversation.
No,
But
this is really good. Because these are things that I've never considered. Okay, so we are into it again, going on 21 years. So the things that because we talked about loving somebody, but do you still feel like you in love with me? Because there's a difference.
Yeah.
Right? There's a difference of being in love and loving someone, because I feel like couples sometimes be together because they love each other.
Right.
And it's what I'm trying to say, comfortable.
It becomes
right?
comfortable.
It's comfortable.
It becomes convenient.
But then they realize when they look at each other, like, I'm not in love with this person, but because this person is comfortable and I love them, I stay. You know?
yeah.
So
No, I can honestly say I love you more now than I did when we first got together, and I am more in love with you today than I was 20 years ago. That hasn't changed.
what happened?
That I'm more in love with you?
Yeah, just I'm curious, like for what reason? Because we've done something together. What makes that so?
I get to see the behind the scenes. I get to see who you truly are. I mean, not saying that you're fake in public.
I was wondering.
No, but I get
my
to.
God.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
I'm wearing a mask. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We all wear a mask. Oh no, but it's just I've got to see you at your best. I've got to see you at your worst. I've got to see you come out of hard times, and through it all, who you are, the essence of you has never changed.
Gotcha.
The core of who you are has never changed. One thing, and I know I make random analogies, but if you've never heard it, it's it's about a 2 minute and 45-second remix of a song. Mm-hmm. Joyner Lucas did a song. Joyner Lucas.
Joyner Lucas.
Yes.
Okay.
He's been out for a while, but he's kind of really getting a name for himself. He's kind of an underground rapper. Mm-hmm. I believe he's from the Bay Area, like the California area. Mm-hmm. Really deep. Really, he's bringing back lyricism.
Okay.
Is what he's doing.
Okay.
And he put out a song. It was a homage to Will Smith. It's called Will Smith.
Oh, I know you're talking about now. I know.
Where all he did was, because growing up, Will was his idol.
Right.
So he decided to give Will his flowers while he was still alive.
So cool.
We've mentioned that before. Mm-hmm. You know, my grandfather used to say it all the time, give me my flowers while I can still smell them.
Right.
So he put out a song. Mm-hmm. Just basically, and it basically went through the career of Will Smith. Mm-hmm. You know, from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to his movies and just paying homage to him.
Right.
Well, Will Smith heard it, and Will Smith decided to get on the track with him, and they did a remix.
Okay.
And I listen to it all the time. It's really hot, and it's just Will Smith just killing the bars. Mm-hmm. And what he does in it, in his verse, he pays homage to the people that his idols growing up.
Okay.
Nelson Mandela, Julius Erving, because he's from Philly. Mm-hmm. You know, Muhammad Ali, just paying homage.
Right.
And then he also pays homage to Joyner Lucas. But and the reason I got here, the one thing that's constant is that he was saying how even when people were calling him corny, even when the streets were putting dirt on his name, he never changed.
Okay.
If you notice, when you listen to Will, as far as his rapping he didn't fall into that trap like MC Hammer did. Where MC Hammer came out of the dancer, and then when gangster rap came out, he decided he wanted to be a gangster rapper.
Gotcha.
You know, a lot of people do that, but Will stayed true to who he was.
Right.
And the reason I say that is because I've seen you do the same thing.
Okay.
I've seen you. Life has hit you in these last 20 years. Life has hit you hard from a lot of different occasions in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
I mean, from loss of loved ones to our kids. I mean, it's been a lot of different things. And throughout that, you've never changed. Your essence has never changed. Your joy, your outlook on life, no matter how bleak it was, you never changed. And I admire that about you.
Thank you, babe. Thank you.
Did I answer the question?
You did.
Okay, cool.
You did.
What's the next question?
I'm choked up. I don't know what to say.
I'm just saying.
So, I'll give you this one because you said that. So let's see what you say now.
Okay, what's up?
What ways do we make up after we've had a disagreement that makes you feel like things are fine again?
Oh, that's simple. I be the bigger person, and I accept your apology, and then we move on.
But I don't apologize. Okay, what? No.
Yeah, that's because I'm the bigger person.
No.
I'm the.
No.
I lovingly look in your eyes, and I tell you, you know, I forgive you for your behavior. That's another thing. I forgive you for stepping out of pocket.
I'm angry. I'm upset about something. We discuss it because we don't argue. Disagreements, yes, but we don't really do a whole bunch of arguing. We say what we feel or whatever, and then it's over. But then I'm a talker. I love to talk. Everybody knows that about me. But I don't say anything. I just go quiet. And then he comes out of nowhere 15, 20 minutes later talking about, okay, I accept your apology. I didn't apologize to you, bro. I didn't apologize to you. So why are you coming to accept my apology? And then when he says that, then he go, oh, I'm the bigger person, so I'll accept it. I'm a bigger person in this marriage.
Because,
no, sir.
Because in a relationship, somebody
no, sir.
has to be the humble one.
No.
And become the bigger person. And typically, I choose to be that person.
No. Double no.
No, okay. So I think what happens is that the one thing I think we've been very good at doing is the ability to agree to disagree.
Yes.
And I think that's the one thing that has kept us from not hurting each other.
And having very
angry arguments.
Don't do that.
Because I think the one thing in like you always tell me, before we get into something, you'll say, hear my heart.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing we always say to each other, and especially if we know that we're about to get into a conversation.
That's like, whoa.
Yeah, when we know we're about to get into a conversation that can go really left, then we'll preface it with, hear my heart.
Or if we know it's going to be really intense, we preface it like, we better pray before we talk. Because that we both can hear and receive what we have to say, because I think with us, our mouth is vicious. Our mouth is vicious. We are people who can go there.
We
easily go there. So we prefer not to do that to each other, because I believe the power of the tongue is in life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Yeah.
And I know that we can really destroy each other in our marriage with our mouths.
We can.
So I have to be careful with
because
that.
Anybody who's been in a relationship at any point in time, I know what cuts you.
Yeah.
Just like you know what cuts me.
Exactly.
And it can easily be said, and then you find yourself in a situation that you said something that there's no coming back from.
Yeah.
Because contrary to popular belief, even in a marriage, especially in a marriage, you can say something that there's no coming back from.
Yeah, that you can stay together, but you every now and then you go to that place on vacation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You go to that place that you were angry at, and you sit there for a week or so on vacation, and it just stirs this thing inside of you. It's like you poisoning yourself all the time.
Because
so you have to be mindful of it.
Because you might have forgave it, but you didn't forget it.
You didn't forget it. And just the right time, when just the right button is pushed, it can emerge.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the danger part. I don't know if we get it right or wrong, because we basically say what we feel right away, or when we do say it, it's gonna be like, this is what I feel. This is how you making me feel. But that was a learning thing. We had to learn how to do that.
No, because we didn't do that in the beginning.
We didn't do it in the beginning.
We did not
that
at
was
all.
We had to learn how to do that process, because in the beginning it was like da 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 da. Or we do Peaches and Chaz, which was the best thing. That's how that kind of got incorporated. And that way we were able to really communicate with each other without taking it to the other side. Like, without taking it into the marriage. We had to, wherever Peaches and Chaz finished is where that conversation ended. We couldn't take it into the marriage or take it back on the other side and hold each other accountable for what we said. So
now, brief explanation of Peaches and Chaz. So to our new family members.
Yeah, because we've talked about it before.
Because for our returning family members, we've talked about it before. But Peaches and Chaz is simply because we were best friends before we became husband and wife. And as best friends, her nickname growing up was Peaches. My nickname growing up was Chaz. So the best friend version of us is Peaches and Chaz. So whenever we go into Peaches and Chaz mode, we take away title. We take away the husband title. We take away the wife title.
Because it's about to go down.
And we talk to each other as best friends. Because as best friends, we told each other everything.
And it's about to go down.
Yeah, and it's about to go down. Because Peaches and Chaz don't have any filters.
Yeah.
And Peaches and Chaz will say what needs to be said. And what we do is that once we have that conversation as Peaches and Chaz, then whatever those two talk about, we don't bring into the marriage of Sanchez and Angela.
Can't bring it back up, and you can't hold it against the other person.
So whatever you need to say has to be said within that context.
Yeah.
Because once Peaches and Chaz go to bed,
that's it.
And Angela and Sanchez reemerge, we can't have the same conversation.
Can't have it. Yeah. Can't have it. So that has worked for us.
Yeah, I think. But once again, it was a learning lesson. It took us a while to get there.
Learning lesson. Okay, so here's another question.
What's up? What you got?
What are the top 3 ways you like to show you love me?
Top 3 ways.
Top 3 ways.
Rubbing your head. Kissing your forehead. And rubbing your back.
Okay.
Those are the top 3 ways.
Why, and why?
Rubbing your head is just, I don't know. I think it's soothing to you. I may be wrong because I've never asked you.
It is. And you do it right on time if I'm going through something.
Yeah.
Then you'll rub my head or whatever to, like, so yes, it is. Very much so.
And then kissing your forehead is because the very first time my lips ever touched you was I kissed your forehead.
You did. Come on, somebody. You remember that.
I remember that.
Come on. We do it now. We've always done it, but I think I didn't know that you remember why we do it.
Yeah,
I kiss your forehead now too, but
no, I remember because you were standing at the very first apartment you were living in.
Was it because I was short and you were taller than me? That's why you got the forehead. I'm just asking some questions. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but the very first apartment that you were living in when you moved to Charlotte, and when you and I first met, and I had dropped you off and did something, and when I was leaving, and you were standing in the doorway, and I just kissed you in your forehead, and I left.
Ah, yes,
yeah, I remember.
I remember.
And then I just rubbed you back because I just feel like. I don't know. I do know why, because I can feel when you're off.
Okay.
I can feel. I know your spirit, and I know when it's off, and so that's why I'll rub your back, and that's why I'll rub your head. It's just because I know at that moment something's off, and I'm just trying to help you find your way back.
Found my way back. Oh,
Yeah.
you're so sweet. I wouldn't marry again, but you told me no, so we're not gonna do it. I asked him to marry me again. That joker told me he did it one time.
it's
Why
one
he
and
gonna
done.
do it again?
Yeah, it's one and done.
Said it's one and done.
Yeah, it's one and done.
Who says that?
We ain't doing that again.
Like, who says that?
It's one and done.
Okay, so what's a spontaneous thing you've done recently to show you that you love me? Ouch.
You okay?
I move people. Sorry.
You okay? One spontaneous thing I did recently to show you that I love you. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I've done anything recently spontaneous. I don't think I have.
You love me? No.
No.
So we ain't gonna get it like just last week. No.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna make anything up.
No, we don't want to make it up.
No,
I was gonna answer for you, but like, no, he did not. You have not.
Yeah, I haven't because I try to show you every day. I try to do in some type of way. I try to do something, while you're working, or try to ask you, do you need anything, or check in on you as you're working or whatever.
Fix my lunch.
Fix your lunch for you, or go to the store for you if you need something, and try to so you don't have to. I try to do something every day, but as far as like one spontaneous thing, oh, babe, I love you, I did this. No, I haven't done anything like that.
I'm gonna need you to put that on your bucket list.
Okay, that'll be on my calendar. That's on my calendar.
Thank you. What's a text message or email you sent that made me feel loved or romantic? When is because I know that we text each other throughout the day.
Right.
And so, we do, we tell each other we love each other. Are you okay? Do you need anything? And stuff like that. I know for me, I don't know why I'm answering, but I'm going to answer. I know for me.
Please answer. I
normally will send you one of our favorite songs. And
I'll text you will. I love that. I love when you do that.
From YouTube. And I'll be like thinking about you in the favorite song. What do you do?
I think, once again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn.
You about to toot, BB?
No, I think because I'm constantly sending those text messages. Because I'm constantly sending you, hello, beautiful, hey, gorgeous, I love you. Because we're Apple users because we believe in God. So we have like the emojis that like look like us. So I'll send you one like with the heart eyes or the one they're thinking about you or the kissing. So I do stuff like that all the time.
Okay. So let's see. Oh my gosh, I can't. It's so many questions. And again, guys, just want to go back to this because I think I didn't say it in the beginning.
Talk to me. What's up?
What I'm doing is I'm using the Ultimate Intimacy app.
You did not say that.
I did not say that. So last Wednesday when we did this, I used the Ultimate
Intimacy app.
Thank you, app. Go look it up. You should have an Apple, and if you do, go to the Apple Store, look it up.
It should be in Google Play too.
It should be in Google Play.
We'll post it on our page.
You want to post it today?
Yeah, it'll be posted.
It'll post it.
It'll be posted.
And basically it has questions. They have conversation starters, love quizzes, resources, chats, games, positions. I ain't gotta tell you what that is. Extras, products that you could buy. So this app is all about being intimate. With your spouse or your significant other. And the reason why I like it so much, because it doesn't just talk about just romance. It just doesn't talk about sex and intimacy. It also talks about finances.
Right.
It also talks about career. It talks about everything that's intimate to you. So, because I think when people look at this like, oh, it's talking about just the sex aspect of it, but it's the whole aspect of you and your spouse being intimate, your significant other being intimate in all areas of your life.
Now,
your get together.
Also, family, if you've listened to us for any point in time, you've noticed this is kind of a running theme for us. We'll do episodes like this where we'll just ask each other questions and provide answers and real-time answers and real-time feedback. We do that for a reason. We do that because in every relationship, you should always be having honest and true dialogue.
Some conversation.
Because what happens is the longer you get into a relationship, more things will intervene in between. Husband and wife, they start right beside each other. Like from the altar, you're as one right beside each other.
Right.
But the longer you get into your marriage now, bills come in, that puts a little wedge. And now kids come in, that puts a wedge.
Yes.
And now health comes in, that puts a wedge. And finances come in and puts a wedge. And now you have all these wedges, and your conversation has changed where in the beginning your conversation was centered around the two of you, your life together, what your dreams are, what your aspirations are.
Right.
Now you're having conversations about the laundry. Now you're having conversations about the car. Now you're having
Who doing the laundry this
Yeah.
week? Who got the laundry?
now you're having conversations about little Jimmy and what he did or didn't do in school.
Not
Now,
little Jimmy, baby.
yeah, now you're having conversations about parents, about your parents, and
Because they're getting older.
you know they're getting older, and so you're having all these conversations, and you stop having conversations, and not to take the importance of these conversations, but you stop having the conversations that's important to your relationship.
To your intimacy.
Yeah, because there's
Why can't I say that word?
it's okay.
Intimacy. That's
Because
right?
yeah, you said it
Okay,
right.
great.
Because there's two type of conversations. There's life conversations, and then there's relationship conversations. And the longer you're in a relationship, the longer you're in your marriage, you find yourself having less relationship conversations and more life conversations.
And that's where it becomes a problem.
And that's where it becomes a problem.
Because you have, as Thanos, is that his name?
Thanos
said, you have to be balanced. And I think you can do both,
Mad
but you have to balance them both out and remind yourselves that the kids will go away and things will happen and people will leave. But if you guys are together forever, and that's what you said, then you have to have these real conversations, these intimate conversations that you never thought about having, you know? So I got one more last question.
What's up?
We're
gonna keep it as a moment?
Because last week it was 55 minutes. It was not a moment.
Yeah, last week's midweek moment was 2 moments put together.
Two moments together.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that's why we ain't even want to do another one, because we had did that one forever. So here's the last question. What was your ideal of romance in marriage before you were married? Have you lived up to those expectations? Is there anything you would change? Ooh.
I have
Let me push my pillow back so I can listen.
in the second half of our marriage is when I'm actually starting to get a grasp of romance.
Okay.
In the first part of our marriage, I did not have a grasp of romance. I didn't have anyone to really teach me romance.
Right.
And I don't mean in a perverted sexual way. I mean, like, I never, because my biological father wasn't around, you know, I didn't grow up in a 2-parent household. So I never saw, you know, that husbandly love towards a wife. And as much as I love my grandparents,
Okay.
that was a totally different generation.
Okay.
You know, as much as I love my grandparents, I think I saw them only kiss maybe one time in my entire life.
Wow.
And that was when they renewed their vows. I was the most fun I ever had, most honored time.
Your face light up when you talk about your grandparents.
I love my grandparents. I got to be the ring bearer in when they renewed their vows on their 50th wedding anniversary. Right. And unless I'm wrong, I think that's the only time I remember ever seeing them actually kiss. So, like,
I wonder, was it that generation?
It really was.
Trying not to see. Ooh, we can't do it because.
No, I think it really was.
Because I when I go back, I don't see a lot of affection in our family either, in that older generation.
Yeah.
Like my grandmother or my great grandmother, they were together.
Yeah, they were together.
You knew there was some love. You didn't I equated them loving each other versus being in love.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, right? Like,
yeah.
I knew they loved each other. They were comfortable. They was there, ride or die, regardless. And they probably were in love, but I just didn't see it. I didn't consider the in love and the love. I knew they loved each other.
Yeah, and
but it always made me wonder, like, are y'all? I think the fight is for us now. I've always been very judgmental towards my parents, but towards my grandparents,
right.
Because, and I'm like, when I get married, I'm gonna do things differently. But I've seen us separate, basically, where you're in the room playing your game all day, and I'm in the other part of the room, and we've done that days at a time and really not had anything to say. Maybe come back together in the kitchen and do stuff. And I remember, like, dang, do they even like? Or I would go somewhere with them, and they wouldn't talk the entire drive.
Right.
And I'd be like, dang, do they even care? You know, like you said, I didn't see them hug. Like, we hug in the kitchen. We hug everywhere. Or we kiss everywhere. And the kids be like, can y'all get a room, get a life, get anything, but just don't do this while we're here. Or if we're outside. And I was just wondering, you know, being very judgmental to them. But until you get married, until you have life, like you said, and if you don't have the knowledge that there's life conversations and there's relationship conversations, and they're not all one, and I judged them so harshly. And they was together 60, 70, especially my grandparents was together about 60 or 70 years, because both passed away when one was 89, I think grandma was 92.
It's 92.
You know,
Yeah, something
and so
like
they
that.
had been together since teenagers.
Yeah, my grandparents as well.
Yeah.
They were together to death.
So I think we judged it too harshly.
Yeah.
Because they've been in the gang for so long. You
And-
know, I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, and then like with me, no one had that conversation with me about, you know, as a man, as a husband, this is how you love your wife. This is what you do to show because in that generation was get a job, pay the bills.
Yeah.
That's how you show your family you love them. Pay the bills. As a man. Pay the bills. Put a roof over their head, pay the bills, make sure the lights on, make sure there's food, pay the bills.
Yeah.
You know, because my grandmother wanted for nothing as far as it comes to that.
Right.
You know, she wanted for nothing. But as far as, you know, so I'm willing to wager everything I have that no one had that conversation with my grandfather to say this is how a man loves his wife. This is what a man does, you know, when it comes to the affectionate part of it. And then again, you got to remember that generation of men wasn't affectionate anyway.
I'll say that same thing from my experience. So
Yeah.
people like my grandfather and grandmother was. I'm saying
speaking from my experience.
From our experience and what we experienced.
And you got to remember, my grandfather was born in 1919.
So here we go. So have you lived up to your expectation of what you perceived marriage was going to be and what you were going to do in your marriage? Have you?
I had no expectations coming
Okay.
in. And when I say that, I know that sounds
Do
wrong.
you have any now?
I do now.
Are you living up to them, or is it something you can change?
I
or?
always feel like I'm falling short when it comes to that.
Why?
I always do.
Why?
It's a personal thing for me. It's an insecurity of me. Has nothing to do with you. I always feels like when it comes to me being a father, when it comes to being a husband, being a provider, whatever, in this realm, I always feel like I'm falling short no matter what I do. So, no, when it comes to do I feel like I'm living up to my expectation? No. And it's simply because I always feel like I'm falling short.
I think that you are, and I'm not trying to toot you on. I think you're more than what I expected. You're more than what I asked God for. Because I think there's some things about you that I didn't even know that I needed.
Right.
So I couldn't pray and ask for them. So because I couldn't pray and ask for them, the Bible says that God knows your moans and your groans and your inner thinking. And I think He knew exactly what I needed, and He put that inside of you. So that way, when you did come, I'm like, oh, I needed that. I didn't know I needed rest. I didn't know I need somebody to tell me that they forgive me and be the bigger person, whatever.
Yeah,
but anyway.
always got to have somebody in your life that's willing to be the bigger person.
Just didn't know that those things that I prayed for that I needed. I knew certain things that I wanted, but the other things that came with you, I didn't know that I needed. And I'm so grateful that God knew what I needed versus me.
You.
So that's that. So we're gonna leave it right there with a midweek moment.
What's your final thought?
I don't have a final thought. I just think that I do have a final thought. I think that you hit it on the nose that this is important to have these conversations. I know we up here and I'm just asking him questions and he's just answering, but it is the core essence of what marriage is.
Yeah.
Is the core essence of being with each other. I think when you being with each other 5 years or 6 years or going, I think even after 3 years, you should still be asking questions. You should still be having conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because the longer you're in it, you have this is for life. This is not like, and we're gonna all change. We're not gonna be the same. And so we should be able to have these conversations. And if we don't know how to, then we get stuff like this. And again, they are not. We're not part of them.
We're not sponsored.
We're not sponsored, but I just found for this to be very interesting. I found it to be really good to ask these questions that I may not have thought to ask you before.
I like that. So here's my final thought.
What's your final thought?
Actually, my final thought is actually more of a challenge. So I challenge my married couple family who are listening. I challenge you to have a conversation that has nothing to do with finances, nothing to do with the house, nothing to do with children, work, bills, family. I challenge you to have a conversation strictly based on the two of you.
Yeah. Dream together again.
Yeah.
I think couples, when you first get together, we do a lot of dreaming and we do a lot of bucket lists and what we're going to do. And then you get in it and the bucket get thrown in the closet. The list get, rolled up and put back in the tube or whatever and go back in the tube for later. And I think that you need to dream again. I think couples need to dream again.
So I challenge you to have a conversation strictly about your relationship, strictly about each other.
Yeah.
Ask each other if you've never had the conversation of what is romance to you. Because like I said in the beginning of this particular episode, yes, all words have a certain meaning. However, certain words mean certain things to certain people. So have a conversation. If you've never, husbands, if you've never asked your wife what is her definition of romance, ask her. Wives, because men like to be romanced as well.
That's why I'm asking all the questions.
Yeah. So wives, if you've never sat down and asked your husband, what is his definition of romance, ask him and have the conversation.
And also, I just want to piggyback off that before we go. Also, ask your spouse, your wife or husband, what's on their bucket list.
Ooh, I like that.
Outside of you guys being together. Yeah. Right?
That's a given.
Not your
you guys together forever is a given.
Not your marriage bucket list, but what has been your individual bucket list? And if it hasn't, did it get fulfilled? Has it been getting fulfilled, or did you put the bucket list to the side because you got married or because you're in a relationship? And if so, how do you both bring the bucket list back out and go into the bucket list and do the things that you wanted to do? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because like you said, life happens, and the next thing you know, this bucket list of all these things you want to do. I want to travel here. I want to do that, get put on the back burner. So so do that too. Do that too. It. Yeah.
So family, thank you guys for hanging in there with us.
I don't know why I just did that.
It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. You do what you feel. Do what you feel. Whatever the spirit leads you to do.
The spirit led me to do that.
So family, we thank you guys.
Thank you for
being
a
part of this.
Yes.
As always, we consider ourselves an interactive podcast. You can find us on the socials.
Go socials.
We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. All in the Crenshaw Corner. You can email us at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. You can find us on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, and our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com. Family, welcome to our journey.
We love you guys. Bye.